So today we are going to do a full breakdown of Gaussian splatting process. This is the Gaussian splat I have captured myself. It's imported in Unreal Engines. I'm going to show you step by step how I've got into creating this. First, we're going to do the capture splats, what cameras are available, what cameras you should use, and what's the ideal solution for capturing Gaussian splats. Next, we're going to talk about why I'm using a 360 camera for this kind of workflow. From then, we're going to do how to convert a video into images, basically how to break down the MP4 file into formats that Reality Scan is going to understand. Next, we're going to import everything in Reality Scan. We will do training, the alignment, and we're going to create a mesh. Then I'm going to generate the COLMAP data. We're going to import it into Lichfield to train the Gaussian splats. After that, from Lichfield, export everything and import it in a real engine. Yeah, finally, I'm going to show you how I've got into getting this Gaussian splat into an Unreal Engine. So we can do Gaussian splats with the camera that I'm filming. We can do splats with our phones, or we can do Gaussian splats with 360 cameras. Pretty much everything that has a camera, everything that can record from low quality to high-end quality can be transformed into a Gaussian splats. Everything having wide lenses are the better. That's because it captures a lot of the environment at once. If you have a wide GoPro, for example, you can capture way much more. A 360 camera has a big field of view that I can literally capture a lot, like everything at once in one go. I don't have to do small little sections as I used to do it before. It has an 8K resolutions, and when you open it, you basically see the entire surrounding, which makes it really, really good for this kind of Gaussian splat. This is a file generated from a 360 camera, and it has a huge resolutions like 7,000 with 5,000 pixel, which is ideal. You want to capture the biggest resolutions you can. The way how I do this is just a selfie stick that attach the camera on top. Very easy to understand. You get the selfie stick, and then from the selfie stick you just hold the camera on top of your head. Make sure you hold it like right on top of your head, right? And the way I do it is just go from one side to another side, and then I'm going to left to right, just making sure that I cover as much as possible from location when I'm going, right? I'm having the phone just to see, to analyze what I do, to see everything from the camera in live. That's one of the things that it's really important. You want to be able to control and see what the camera sees and what it does in real time. For example, the camera can stop and you not know. In one point, I really wanted to put the camera on the ground floor. That's because I want to get details from the ground. I hold my selfie stick right in front of me. It's like dead center in front of me. That's because there is going to be a moment where we're going to split this image, and I can also extract myself easily. All right, so we are in Insta Studio right now. This is what you get when you import the thing. The only thing you have to do is just import the SD card into your computer. So from here, obviously you can cut parts of the video that you want. For example, you're talking to a person, or somebody's walking on the street, or God knows, things can happen, right? You have the ability to make a starting point, and then you have the ability to do an endpoint, which I've done here. So this is the original file, how it came from the camera. I had to do a color plus, and I just do the strength 100%. It just brings a little bit of more quality, exposure, and makes things a little bit more sharper. You have to go export. Obviously, you can export as a video file, which I do not recommend you to do that, because as a video file, you don't have the ability to do a 360. So you have to export a 360 video, and then obviously give it a name, change the location, do an export, choose your bitrate. Usually I leave it as a default, and then just export. Well, I'm not going to do that because it's going to take a lot of time. You need to break that video into multiple images like I've done here. So you see these images are pretty much a representation of the video, right? So if I go scroll, you would see pretty much a panoramic view of the camera. The way I've done that, there is a tool called and I'll link it in a description, a tool made by Cinematic Tob. He created this tool where it's going to split videos into images into small images. So think of it. We have 1 second of a video file that's going to be split in 1 frame, and that 1 frame is going to split in 8 different images. You have the file that you exported from the Insta360. And here you have the options to do select. You gotta go extract frames. It's gonna create an automatic folder, and in this folder is going to be all the images, all the seconds extracted in frames, and it's gonna be a panoramic image. The next step would be to create a 1 panel image. We're gonna break it in 8 individual images. Drag the entire folder here, and then you have number splits, how many splits you want to do. And then you have split resolution. You can choose the resolution you want, and you have the field of view. I'm gonna bring in the reality capture and show you what I've done in reality capture camera. If you go on the Epic Games, there's a tab called reality scan. I'll bring this one right now, please. So Epic Games, reality scan, they have multiple versions. Pretty much what I've done here, I just drag and drop the files, and don't worry about the error. It's pretty much, it says that the camera is not registered in their database and so on, bullshit. And from here, you just do alignment and align images, right? That's kind of the process. Now, it takes a lot. It takes like 5 hours. I had to live over the night. You have to export this data to Lichfield Studio. The way I do it is like this. You go export, and I'll say, oh, like COLMAP. You create a COLMAP folder, or you create a folder. I'm gonna just do it as an example, test, delete. When you open it the first time, you will see something like that, right? So you have to go and on the store settings. Make sure to export images. I think that's the only way it works. What this one does is pretty much going to create a COLMAP folder with all the images and the details you need to try in Lichfield Studio to generate the Gaussian Splat. So you need to export through reality scan. You gotta go to workflows, export, COLMAP, choose the file, and then copy this path, paste it here, and click yes. If you don't do it this way, it's not gonna work. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to drag and drop, right? Then you're gonna click on load. So this is your bad boy. This is your alignment. This is the entire data from reality capture inside. So from here, you don't really do much, to be honest. You are going to MCMC. That's the option I'm going for. Gaussian Splat iteration. Usually you can increase that, but doesn't make a big difference. I usually go for 50,000. Basically, I'm gonna start training. That's pretty much how it goes. So pretty much just wait for it. Now I already done this step, so I'm gonna pause, new project. I'm gonna import the ones that I've generated. So this is the bad boy. I don't really know how to use Lichfield, to be honest. It feels like a weird. So you got the tool, painting, and you have to hold the shift and then you delete, right? So that's kind of the thing. Obviously press back on it to disable it. And now the problem is that I noticed, and it bothers me a lot, if you go into Super Splat Editor, and I'm gonna open in a Real Engine 5.4 format, right? So when you port this, there's a fundamental problem that bothers me a lot, is this issue of having this bound box huge, man, like stupidly huge. You see the bounding box, it's huge. And if I bring the other guy that I just exported, we get an error. The best way to go around is get the Luma AI. Now, there is a limitation with this. I don't think you have a version available after 5.2. So you need to have, let me see. Oh, okay. So you have 5.3. You used to be 5.2 until now. So the version I'm running right here on this. And now you install that. You make sure you go to plugins, and then plugins. Obviously, you know what to do right now. No. Sorry, I have multiple screens. and then from here you go Luma and you install Luma plugin, right? That's kind of the way I do this kind of workflows. And from here, obviously, you can do whatever you want with it. We're nearly 5,000 subscribers here on this YouTube channel, which means a lot to me, to be honest. I've been improving myself. My biggest dream is to get to 100,000 subscribers and get 1 million views on one of my videos. If you find this video useful, please let me know, drag a comment. Thanks so much. Have a nice afternoon or good night or good morning, wherever you are. And we keep in touch.